Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Appium Guide. Today we are discussing about the driver component and its importance in our Appium ecosystem. See, driver is one of the component in our Appium ecosystem, and it is very important component in our Appium ecosystem. And this come in the picture after once the client sends the request to the Appium server. The Appium server has to send this request to the our end device. It may be a physical device, it may be emulator, or it may be cloud. Okay, to send the request from Appium server, we should have at least one driver is required. Okay, so at least one driver is required in Appium server. Okay, and we have two types of drivers, that is official driver and other driver. The driver which are maintained by the Appium teams or official drivers, and the drivers which are not maintained by the Appium team or the other drivers. Okay, you can see here. So what are the official drivers? The official drivers are these drivers: Chromium, Espresso, Gecko, Mac2, Safari, UI Automator 2, Windows, XUIT test. So basically we'll concentrate on the UI Automator 2. Okay, as I told, this drivers comes into picture of the Appium server. Okay, and if I go to the UI Automator 2 driver, if I click on here, see it says as Appium UI Automator 2 is a test automation framework for Android device. Means I go back to the architecture. See, when I send a request from the client to the Appium server, the Appium server will send the request to the UI Automator framework. In this framework, we have two parts, that is the UI Automator driver, and we have one server called UI Automator 2 server, that is runs on Netty server. Okay, so this is the discussion part, and practically I will show you how exactly these drivers are used. Okay, so I have a working code here. You can take any code which is working, and I am using the Eclipse IDE here, and I have the emulator to run this code. Okay, so I have given the device name here and the package and activity name. So I will run this code. Okay, before that one I need to start the Appium server. Appium server is not running, so Appium server is running. See, if you read this log, I have available devices saying the available drivers XUIT test, and this is a version, and other driver is UI Automator 2, and this is the version. Okay, means our drivers is available here. Okay, means in our architecture this particular driver is available, UI Automator driver is available. Now I will trigger the test here. So drivers are available, and I am running the test. So what this test is, I had to open this app and I had to send one SMS here and get the notification. Yes, so this is running. Okay, is running. Okay, this is pass, and now we will explain. I will explain where exactly drivers come into picture. See, when I open the log, see, so we will read the log of Appium. What it says, see, available drivers UI Automator 2, the version is 3.8.0. Okay, and see what it did. From the client, it has sent a request to Appium driver. So this is the capabilities which I have mentioned in my script. Okay, so this request has sent to the Appium server. In Appium server, it is calling a method called create session. So Appium driver dot create session. So it is sending it. So it is asking for a new session request. Okay, and it is trying to find the matching driver which I have mentioned in my capability. So what I have mentioned in the capability, I said that platform Android and automation name is UI Automator 2. Okay, these two capabilities are known as a session creation capabilities. Okay, so it is trying to match, attempting to find matching drivers of automation name UI Automator 2 and platform Android. It says the UI Automator 2 drivers are was installed and match the capability. Okay, means from the request came from the client server to Appium server, from Appium server it is going to the Appium Android driver. Okay, and here in this part it is creating a session ID. Okay, if you see the logs here, see session, create a session with the WC capabilities. So session ID is created. See, session ID is created means a link is created between Appium server and the end device by using the driver, that is the UI Automator 2 driver, whereas I am using the Android as a platform. In the same case, when you are working with iOS, I will use the driver called, it will use Appium driver, will use this driver XUIT test driver. Okay, this is the use of drivers in our Appium ecosystem. Okay, now we see that we have the drivers here, it's running fine. Suppose we do not have drivers. Okay, so what I will do, I will close the Appium server. Yes, let's say CLS, clear it. Now I have run the code with drivers, with driver is available, UI Automated 2 driver is available. Suppose I do not have driver, what will happen? Okay, so see, I have few commands which I will run. See, what the first command, to list down all available Appium drivers, I use this command. Okay, so what first of all I will run the command code here, and I will open the command prompt and I will run this command. So by using this command, I can able to view what all the Appium drivers are available. So the command is Appium driver list. Yes, see, listing available drivers. So as I told in Appium log, okay, that is I had two available drivers, that is the XUIT test driver and I have UI Automator 2 driver. Okay, now I will uninstall. Okay, I will uninstall the driver. So we have one command called Appium driver install, and installation key I had to give this name. So I have, for uninstall I had to give just UI UN I had to use here. So I will say Appium driver uninstall. So I will say this driver I want to uninstall, because already driver is there, the script is running fine. So what happened if I uninstall here and run the script? See, I am using uninstall. So I have the command Appium driver uninstall UI Automator 2. This particular driver is getting uninstalled, and then we'll open the Appium driver and we try to run the script. It takes some time to uninstall. See, successfully uninstalled driver UI Automator 2. Okay, it's done. So now I do not have any driver for Android. Okay, now I want to run the Appium code. What I will do, I will open the another command prompt, and here I say Appium. I will run the Appium server. See, here also it says available drivers. Previously I used to have two drivers, XUIT test, and I used to have UI Automator 2 driver, but I have uninstalled this driver. Now I will run the code here. So it definitely failed because the driver is not available. So how can I create a session ID? Okay, now I'll run the script here. Yes, it failed because it says no session not created exception, cannot start a new session response code. A unknown server side error occurred while processing the command. Okay, why? See, I am sending a request. See, I am sending a request from the client to the Appium server has a capability. Okay, see here, the capability have sent it. Okay, and Appium drive, what it is doing, it is using the create session method. It is trying to create a session ID. Okay, see, it says event new session ID started, encounter enter error running command, cannot find a driver for automation name UI automator 2 and platform Android. Have you installed a driver that support this capability? No, because previously I used to have this driver. I have uninstalled it. So now the Appium server cannot connect to our end device, that is the simulator, not connected. So it says please install it. Okay, now I will go back to my command prompt. I say install. So I use this command, just I say enter. See, I am using Appium driver install UI automator 2. Now my UI automator 2 driver getting installed here. In the meantime, I'll close the Appium server. SALS, I'll clear the logs. You see my Appium UI automator 2 driver getting installed. It takes some time. Yes, see, driver UI automator 2, and this is the version successfully installed, and this is the automation name and platform name. And now once again I run this command, appium driver list. See, also these are the list of drivers which are available here. Previously I used to have UI automator 2 3.8.0. After uninstall and installing it, I got a new version, that is the UI automator 2 3.8.2. Okay, and now I run the code once again. I'll start a Appium server here. So in Appium server also log file it is show what all the drivers available. So it is showing the available drivers here. So I run the code. It has to run properly now without any error. So this is the importance of driver component in our Appium ecosystem. Okay. Yes, it sent SMS also. Background Appium server is running. Yes, I got the SMS and it's running fine. See, before uninstalling is working fine. Okay, we have the Appium UI automated driver. What I did, I have uninstalled the UI automated driver. I run the code. It failed because it not created any session ID, because there is no bridge between the Appium server and the end device. So once again I have installed the required Appium UI automated 2 drivers. Once I run the code, it's working fine. So this is the importance of the drivers in our Appium ecosystem. Okay, apart from that one, for each and every platform we have drivers separately. So if you are working with Android, It may be native application, hybrid application, web application. We have to use UI automator to driver. If you are working with iOS or model maybe native, hybrid and web, we have to use XUIT test drivers. So if I click on XUIT test driver, it will show what are the how I have to install it. It says if I want to install XUIT test driver, I had to use Appium driver install XUIT test. Same thing, if I want to uninstall, I had to use Appium driver uninstall XUIT test. If I want to update, I had to use Appium driver and update XUIT test, and version also I had to provide. Okay, this is the importance of driver in our Appium ecosystem. Okay, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Keep learning and happy learning. Thank you. Bye.